Nikola.
Hi, Kay.
Hi. Thanks for having this interview about your work.
Thank you too.
Thank you. So for this festival, you and other artists will be representing or presenting works within an exhibition setting. What will be your project and what was the objective behind this?
Well, this project is called extinct.algorithm, and it's a project about the present situation of the Uyghur people in Xinjiang in West China. The way this catastrophic situation has been created is only possible through the convergence of surveillance state and surveillance capitalism, and that's why I show it in this context. China has fast-tracked its digital development without any resistance or critique. I've been there several times in the past decade, and I had the occasion to talk to people. They were all proud of their modernistic development, and nobody was ready to think about any possible disadvantages or dangers. When I tried to express my doubts at that time, they just laughed at me. With the help of large IT companies like the China Electronics Technology Group Corporation, that state has meanwhile established a hermetic 24/7 surveillance system that nobody can escape. When researching about the issue, one can actually find a lot of information, but in spite of this, most people still don't know what's going on over there. So my first aim with this project is to raise attention to the topic and spread the word.
Okay, great. Wow. And so with this genocide happening in China right now, and the situation with Uyghur people, how does your position come into relation?
Well, see, I'm a firm believer in the idea of the human rights. They must come, they must become a reality rather than a claim. With the Project Extinct algorithm, I do want to contribute a small step to this global goal. In spite of the large number of publications available on the issue, not only I have been struck by the fact that the world keeps shrugging. If I can manage to keep a few people from sitting idly by, it's already worth doing it. This piece is really meant to be a wake-up call for all those who still keep going with the idea someone had nothing to hide. All these Uyghurs that are presently detained, tortured, and killed had nothing to hide and became randomly targeted by algorithmic decision making. This is not at all a problem that might occur sometime under bad circumstances in the future. It's a real catastrophe that is happening right now and right in front of our eyes. The automatic extraction of private data has led into disaster much faster than most people would have thought. Now it's time to understand this and address the issue regardless of economic concerns. It can happen anywhere, anytime. It's not exclusively an Uyghur problem, it's a systematic global problem. I know that through a piece of art I won't be able to stop it, but raise awareness. That's what we can aim at as artists, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. What are your general thoughts of the developing team who designed these apps? Do you think the creators also have a conscious of why they are developing this?
You know, there will be as many answers to this question as there are people involved. Some of them do understand what they are doing, others don't. Some people don't care, others suffer from hardships in their own lives, which don't allow them to freely choose a workplace. There might be even cases where people are forced to do that work, as there are, for example, teachers forced to teach Mandarin at the concentration camps completely against their will. I know about one case where a high-ranking spokesman of the Huawei company became aware of the fact that his company is contributing to the Uyghur face recognition software. He tried to talk to his bosses and find out for sure what the company was doing, but wasn't able to get an answer. So in the end, he quit his job. This was possible for him because it occurred in Europe. If it was in China, I guess he would have found himself targeted. And then there's the problem of the global connections in the market. Can we be sure our underwear is free of coercive labor? China has picked up the habit to build these concentration camps in the direct neighborhood of factories where detainees are used as slaves. All our cheap clothes might have used these resources. And even much worse, they are also building concentration camps in the direct neighborhood of hospitals, which are completely secured and sight through the windows is blocked by steel plates. We wonder what's going on inside, and we find more and more hints that organ harvesting is what's happening there. This is a conclusion. We still might not have full evidence for it. However, there are sources that make this conclusion more and more likely, so we have to fear that this is the bitter truth. Sometimes it's very hard to verify information. I use, for example, an extensive bibliography published by the Uyghur Human Rights Project, and especially on the organ harvesting issue, a source called Bitter Winter. You'll find a list of online resources in the text below this video, so please check it out and come to your own conclusion. Bitter Winter is based in Italy, but they maintain a network of correspondents in China. Even for them, it's quite hard to get correct information. They stated that the government is sending them false witnesses to blur the image in order to make them lose credibility. But they compare many individual statements and through this method iterate information that's more stable. I do think this makes sense. That's why I tend to believe it.
And so through this work, what would you like the audience to experience?
Well, the project will display information about the situation on a poster wall so that one can access information on the spot. It will also give the visitors the possibility to enter some personal data, real or fake ones, as they wish, as an act of solidarity. They can do this on the spot or through the internet. The printouts of these forms will slowly over the time of the exhibition fill up a whole wall of posters. At the moment, I'm creating the user interface and I'm asking some friends to try it out. Most of the time, the first reaction is something like, "Come on, how can someone ask so much crap?" But no, I didn't invent a thing here. Every single question comes from the IGOP system, which is the Chinese central surveillance system with its many modules like the police mobile app and other surveillance mechanisms. So this is the first already meaningful experience that, however marginal an information could be, they are monitoring it in every possible detail, and these tiny little bits of information form a reason to the worst of human experiences. By making these mechanisms tangible and showing the horrible contrast of such ridiculous queries with such lethal consequences, I hope to make the importance of data privacy a bit clearer for everyone.
Okay, great. It's a very interesting project.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for taking this time to have this interview about your project on in my behavioral surplus. I look forward to seeing the work during the festival, and if you haven't already signed up, check it out and see you there. Thank you so much, Nikola.
Thank you, Kay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.